Okay, to get started, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to check if there are any jobs running on the workspace on which the Azure function is going to create the jobs. So this is the monitor screen on the Fabric UI. I've added a filter wherein I'm filtering out the jobs whose statuses are in progress, not started, and this is the name of the workspace. I'll do a quick refresh. Okay, at the moment there are no jobs running. Next thing, I'm gonna run this Azure function. So basically, this Azure function is gonna interact with the Livy API, and the Livy API is gonna eventually create the Spark jobs on the workspace. Now, how do you understand on which workspace is the Livy API gonna go and create the Spark jobs? Well, that is based on the workspace identity, which is mapped with the service principal on your Entra tenant. So I've written a separate article on it, so you can just go and I've posted the link for that article in my article on Livy API. You can go and check that out. So the Azure function is now going to give a URL, and when we browse through that URL, the Azure function is going to call the Livy API, and Livy API is going to create the Spark jobs. Yeah, so there's the URL. Now this URL can be defined, is predefined. So this can be set up in your Azure function code under the property called as redirect UI. And this is the name of the main Azure function. So if you look back into the code, so this is the name that I have given. Okay, so I'll just copy this, paste it in the browser. Let's go and check if the jobs created. No, not yet. Okay, the next thing that is going to do is a prompt for an authentication. Now, as I mentioned in my article, this authentication will be only one time, because in the code I have handled the process wherein this authentication, the token created by the authentication, get cached in your token cache. Okay, so it's not like this that every execution of the function, maybe if it's a get function or a post function, you're gonna get a prompt for the authentication. Okay, now the authentication is done. Okay, now let's check if the jobs created. Not yet. Again, next. Okay, so if you see here, the job is created, but status is still not started. And if you look at the message says it's not in idle state. We'll go back to the browser, because here is where the output of the job would be displayed. So we'll have to wait till the status of the jobs does becomes idle. Yep. As you can see, we have the output of the job here. Now let's go back here and do a quick refresh. Okay, it says still in progress. One thing that I've observed is that in my code I have handled the process wherein the odd jobs, once it displays the output, the jobs get auto terminated. But here in the UI, it still shows as in progress. Oh, okay, it's gone now. Okay, because earlier I faced an issue wherein it was showing still in progress, though the job was like terminated. Okay, all right, that's all then. If you do have any questions or comment, please post in my article. I'll be very glad to answer them. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.